Can you say that again?
There's like the wooden posts for the horses, where you tie the horses onto you. And there's like an old church. And a lady in like colonial wear. Dog. Kids playing with a ball. A stick. They're happy.
And so have you stepped off of the cloud?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came out of the cloud before, and then I went back on the cloud, and then I'm out of the cloud again.
Okay. All right. And then when you're ready, just again look back at the scene.
The lady's sad now. She was like sitting on the stairs of the church, like with her head in her hands. And
What does she look like? Describe her for me.
she has black clothes on with a white apron and a black hat.
How old does she look?
30? Maybe 32.
And if you had to say, what time of day is it?
It's about 4 o'clock.
So it's in the afternoon. You can tell by the light.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a moment, as you're looking at this scene, I'm going to ask you to look down at your feet and see what kind of surface you're standing on.
It's dirt.
And what are you wearing on your feet?
Black shoes.
And look above your feet, down at your legs. What are you wearing on your legs and the lower half of your body?
Brown pants.
All right. And so, do you feel as though you're male or female?
Yeah,
What
I'm
feels
a
right?
boy.
Oh, okay. All right. So, honey, in a moment, I'm just going to count to 3, and at the count of 3, you'll step outside of yourself, and we're just going to look to see what it is that you look like. 1, 2, 3.
Just short blonde hair. Brown clothes, brown hat.
How old do you look? If you had to say, how old do you feel?
13 or 14.
I see. And do you know this woman? What feels right?
Mother.
Ah, I see. All right. And so let's look back at everything. Are you holding anything or carrying anything?
I have the stick and the ball.
Is this a game?
Yes.
I see. Okay. And is this place, as you're looking around it, is it familiar to you?
Yes.
Do you live around there?
Not too far.
Not too far. Are you familiar with that church?
Yes.
Have you been inside?
Yes.
Okay. And so, why is your mum sitting on the steps, I'm wondering?
She's angry.
Okay. Is she angry at you or something else?
Not me.
Not you.
My father.
Oh. What happened from your point of view?
He hit her.
Did you see it?
She doesn't know I know.
I see. Where were you?
In the back room.
So you heard it.
No, I saw it.
I see.
It was sad.
And that must have been difficult.
I'm used to it.
Where is your dad now?
In the bar?
Okay.
In the barn.
In the barn. In the barn to your home?
Yeah. There's someone else there too.
Who's with him?
A girl. What? Maybe a sister?
Is that your sister?
Yes.
All right. Are you younger or older than your sister?
I'm younger.
Okay, how old is your sister?
15.
So she's a little bit older, not too much older. And what do you call her?
Caroline.
And what do they call you?
Billy comes, but then I think I'm mixing it up.
No, let's listen.
Nope,
That's
William.
Okay. William. All right. And so how do you feel about your sister? Do you get along?
I love her.
And how does she feel about you, do you think?
She can be mean sometimes.
Can she? Oh, that must not feel good.
It's okay. Sometimes we're still happy.
Mm. And so you said that your dad and your sister are in the barn?
Yeah.
Are they working on something?
They're cleaning it.
Is there a reason that they're cleaning it? Or is it just part of
horses.
the usual? For the horses, I see. Okay, very good. How many horses do you have?
5.
How do you feel about the horses?
I love them.
How do you spend time with them?
I brush them. Sometimes I work in their hooves.
Do you ride them?
Yes.
And so I'm wondering what your dad does for a living. What does he do for work?
He plays poker.
Okay. Anything else?
Blacksmith.
All right, so we're learning a lot, and it sounds like you're very wise, you're very knowledgeable. And so just let the numbers come to mind. What year is this? Just let the numbers come to mind.
1932.
And I'm curious as to where this is. Just let the name of the place come to mind. There are many
Virginia.
places we've never
Williamsburg,
heard
Virginia.
of. Williamsburg, Virginia. Okay. All right, William. Well, you're very wise. You're very observant. And I can tell you have a lot of love in your heart. I'm wondering if we could go to the house where you live and get a sense of your home. Would it be all right if we visited your house?
Yeah.
Tell me about the house where you live.
It's cold like the church. The rest of the doors are open. The church is cold from the concrete ground
Right.
or the walls. But the house has the doors open.
What does the house look like? How big is it?
There's a room in the front and a dining room in the kitchen, and then you go up the stairs, and then there's 2 rooms on the left side and 1 room on the right side. And then I can't see the back part.
And so even though the house is cold, do you like living at home? You like your home?
Sometimes.
Okay. And so what's your favorite room, your favorite place? Do you have one?
The back room, the kitchen with the spices.
You like the spices?
Yeah, in the jars.
Yeah, what do you like about the spices in the jars?
I just like the jars, they look cool. They're homey. They make me feel comfortable.
Does your mum like cooking?
No. My sister,
Ah, okay. Is she a good cook?
yes.
Ah. All right.
My
good.
mom is sick.
Your mum is sick. Ah, okay. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you observe.
I just see her with her hands in her head in her hands. I feel like maybe it's mental illness. She's always sad.
Is she?
I try to cheer her up.
And how does she spend her time?
Reading books and resting.
Okay, and so Carolyn helps? She cooks?
She does it.
Okay.
Sometimes my mom will sweep.
I see. And how about you? I'm wondering how you spend your time. You go to school?
With the kids. I do go to school.
How do you feel about school?
I love my friends. I love the school and the teacher. He tries to help us.
Okay. So is the teacher a male or a female?
It's a male.
It's a male, and he tries to help you, help the family?
Yeah, especially me.
He tries to help you. How did he help you recently?
He calmed me down.
Tell me more. What were you upset about?
I was running. Fell down. I got hurt. Somebody pushed me. It was an accident.
Okay. Were you playing?
Yeah.
And somebody pushed you and it was an accident?
Yeah.
And so you hurt yourself?
I hurt my knee.
Hurt your knee. And the teacher was there to help you calm down? Was your knee okay?
Yeah, it was bleeding.
Oh, okay. Got a scrape?
Yeah. But then we laughed about it.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so we're learning a lot. I get a sense of your life, and I'm interested in going to an important day. But before we do that, I'm just curious, how do you feel about your dad?
I don't like him. I don't really like either of them.
I see. If you had to say, what is it that you don't like about your dad? You said he was violent to your mom. Is that often?
Sometimes,
Just
not all the
sometimes.
time.
Yeah, okay.
She just gets a little out of control.
And then he can't handle it.
Yeah.
How does he react afterwards?
Feels bad and
Right.
sad.
I see.
It goes to the barn.
I see. All right. So, if it's all right, I'd like to go to an important day. We can move ahead in this life as William that we're looking at and seeing. We can move ahead to an important day when something that you consider to be important is happening. And so we're moving ahead to an important day when something important is happening. What's happening now?
My wedding,
Oh, how old are you now?
23.
And who's the bride?
Belinda.
Belinda.
Applegate.
Tell me about the wedding. Where is it?
Oh, it's outside, up on the hill, and it's a beautiful day. My friends are there. My mom is older. She's there. Caroline's taking care of her. Well, my dad is gone. I don't seem to really mind. Belinda makes me happy.
Where will you live?
In our house.
The house with the barn?
Another one.
Ah, a new house, a different house.
Yes. She helped to build it.
Wow.
Her dad built it.
Mm. What do you do for work?
Also a blacksmith.
Do you like the work?
I like people. I like the people. I like to talk to them when they come in. I'm very funny.
So people enjoy your company?
Yes.
Mm. You were saying before that you like to make your mother laugh. Lift her spirits a bit.
It doesn't work.
But naturally you have good humor.
Yes.
That's nice. That's good. So it sounds like you're quite a strong person.
Yes.
And you really love Belinda.
Yes.
You have fun together?
Yeah. I take care of her too. She's happy.
Yeah, good. All right, wonderful. It will be good to move to another important day in this life as William that we're looking at and seeing. Just moving ahead to another day when something happens that you consider to be important. So let's move ahead to another important day when something you consider to be important is happening. Something's happening. What's happening? It's okay, you can talk to me.
Belinda passed away.
Belinda passed away? What happened? Was it an accident?
Yeah.
It was? Goodness.
She was ready to go.
How do you know?
Just came to my mouth.
So you're saying she was ready to go, so how did she go?
On the horse.
What
fell.
happened?
She fell off the horse. It was my horse.
Oh, it was an accident though.
Yes, it was.
But somehow you feel she was ready to go, even though it was an accident. Somehow you know that.
She was trying to heal and get better, but it was okay.
She wasn't well?
No.
No. Tell me about that.
She had injuries inside
Inside her mind?
her body.
Inside her body. Okay.
The doctor couldn't really help her.
I see. So she was in pain?
She felt so sick.
Did she?
And
Gosh.
sometimes there was blood.
All right. So what happens next for you then? We can move forward in this process. It's easy. So what happens next?
I just play with my grandkids.
Okay. How old are you now?
I'm old now. 83.
Goodness, you lived a long life.
Yes.
So how old was Belinda when she passed away?
30, 34, 38.
Oh, I was young. But you had children?
Yes.
How many children did you have?
3 children.
Wow, wonderful.
2 boys and 1 girl.
Fantastic. We're not supposed to ask this, but do you have a favorite?
I can't tell you.
No. Everybody's
My
unique.
girl.
Really? What's her name? What do you call her?
Caroline, like my sister.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, my sister's gone too.
Right.
They're all gone. It's okay.
And so how do you feel in your body now?
This is peaceful.
Good. All right. So I'm wondering if we could move ahead to the last day of this life that we're looking at and seeing, the last day that you were there as William in this life. Just moving ahead to the last day. What's happening?
I can see them all again.
So you're on the other side of it? Yeah, okay. So you're seeing everybody again. That's nice.
They have me now.
So just before we move on, just tell me, as you look back at the body, what do you see as you look down at the body?
He's in his coffin. It's wooden.
It's the funeral?
Yeah.
Okay. So he has a nice ceremony, a nice burial?
People are crying, but they don't need to.
Yeah. And so now that you're on the other side of it, and it was a really good life, I'm wondering, what was the purpose from your point of view, or the lesson, or the theme of that life as William? Now that you're on the other side of it, as we look back at that life as William, what do you think was the main lesson or the main theme?
Tragedy as trajectory.
Tell us more about that.
It points you where to go. It shows you how to be strong. Stay in your heart. It's always okay. Everyone's just having their experience.
And you had humor.
Yeah.
You had a gift. All right, lovely. So I'm thinking, let's drift away from that scene. Let's move away from it. And tell me the first things that you see.
There's sunlight. I see like a bright light and pink and navy blue.
And you're free.
So free.
So free, yeah. So just feel what it is to be free, truly free. Just let yourself feel that freedom, that spaciousness, that openness. Yeah. All right. And so this is a place where you have access, easy connection to the wisdom and the knowledge and the information pertaining to her life. This is the part of the consciousness that oversees this life and that has the answers, knows the whole story. What came before, what comes next. And so we can just simply ask the questions and the answers come. It's easy and it's effortless. Easy and effortless. And so I wonder if it would be alright if I were to ask questions.
Yes.
First of all, I want to thank you for giving us permission to speak and to ask questions.
Yes.
Our questions are to help you in the best way possible, for her to be herself here, fulfill her divine purpose and her divine mission. Just to be all that she came here to be. To be free to be herself. So I'm curious as to what was the purpose of showing her that life as William in the 1930s?
Teach her about her family.
In what way?
Playfulness. Arrogance. But that it shifts and it's teaches, shows there's always love and hope. Nothing's ever stuck. That's not true. It's always moving and fluctuating. Life is, it's like a prism. We get stuck thinking we're stuck, but it's not true.
So you wanted to remind her that there is no stuckness.
No stuckness.
Personalities go through their phases, and yet underlying and breathing through it all is always love and hope.
Always.
Always.
That's very important. Make sure she knows that.
Yeah, so we're recording it, and she'll listen to the recording and she'll hear it again.
She hears now and she wants you to remind her.
I will. And so, unique soul's purpose here. Why did she incarnate as a human woman at this time?
Well, she's from the crystal planet, and she wanted to come. She knew there was trouble. She did want to, but she didn't want to, but in her heart she knew it was time. A lot of us came. She's one of us.
Who is us?
We're the flower people.
Describe that for me, just so I can understand it.
We come from the place of the colors. We come from a very high vibration. We come from another solar system. But we know this one.
How did you know there was trouble here?
We can see it.
How do you see it?
We can see it through looking through the glass window. Not a window like you think. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain what you conceive of as space. It's not exactly what you think. That the mind cannot process. So we'll use this one to try.
Somehow there is a way to see.
Like a looking glass.
Right. That transcends time and space, though.
Yes. It's just a construct. It's like a giant window pane floating in space. But we can look through it. And we can see other places. That's our job. That's the role we play. It's frequency.
And so you're saying a lot of you volunteered to play a specific role in this place here.
Yes, some of us did, yes. Some stay and observe.
So where are we then? Where is this place?
This is Earth. She's a prototype.
What do you mean?
There was another one before. There will be another one. But they're all together. They separate and merge. It's an experiment. But it's very exciting.
So how do you arrive here?
We float through that window pane that we were describing, for lack of better words. It can be a painful process here, but that's part of it. That's part of the shift. She keeps telling us she knows, but we're trying to speak.
Yeah, it's helpful for us to hear so that we can understand a new possibility.
Yes. She thinks it's her mind making it up like you told her. Because she knew it before. But she knew it because we've told her before.
Right.
Where does she think this information comes from? You have it too.
And so when you are in your natural form in your own solar system in this place of colors, what do you look like?
Light. Rainbow light.
And what does this place look like to you from your point of view?
It's half light and half looks like the earth. But it's shifting. It's shifting to a different frequency.
She asked, what dimension is she in?
5th. Moving to 6th. Someday.
In her lifetime?
That's a very interesting question. Yes. Because that's what she wants.
What needs to happen to raise the frequency of Earth?
You all must love unconditionally. We cannot stress this importance enough.
The human mind seems to be naturally predisposed to judgment and conditions.
Well, it was not supposed to be that way. What happened was it got intercepted. It's all an experiment. Mind is malleable. And you need to be free to move it. So that's what we're working on.
Is that the function of free will?
Not exactly. Free will is in the body. The mind is different.
It's interesting, free will is in the body.
Free will is a gift from God.
The ability to choose.
Yes.
I see.
To make your decisions.
Okay. Describe the mind for us.
The mind is for electricity. The mind is for seeing. The mind works for your benefit. But you must let it work for your benefit. You cannot let it run totally scot-free. We don't mean to be misleading about freedom.
When it's totally free, it could be to the detriment.
It could. This is known by those that are manipulating.
Who are manipulating?
Fourth density entities.
What do they look like from your point of view?
They are like blobs with a lot of shapes.
Oh.
They can be whatever.
How old are they?
They do not have an age. Age is conceptless. They are warped. They're not for you. They can be disconnected.
What gives them permission to be here?
We do.
Who's we?
The teams.
Do they have a purpose then?
We thought so. We misunderstood. They do not have a purpose now. They have been asked to leave.
And?
They have mostly gone. They fight.
How do they manipulate?
With the mind. They can take over the bodies of those that are not careful. They can easily find those. But it's getting better.
Because more people are choosing love.
Yes. More people can see differently. You all helped with that. We are grateful.
And so she used the language of soul pod. She asked, who is my soul pod in this life? Is
you. Her mom. There are others. Some she has not met yet. Some she does not see anymore.
They had a purpose.
They did. Their soul contract is finished.
And is this the first time that this soul pod has worked together? Or?
Oh no.
No.
Many times.
Many times.
They will go similarly into the same lifetimes together.
Tell us about the process of reincarnation from your point of view.
Well, you come out, you rest, you recalibrate, you remember not having a body, you sit in the place of the knowing of the big library. You can take that knowledge, apply the lifetime you just lived, integrate, choose, where do you want to go next? When do you want to go next? Why do you want to go next? With who do you want to go next? There's many questions, but they are worked out together. Nobody is alone.
No. Does the moon play a part in that reincarnation process?
The moon is very, very heavy energy.
Why is that?
It's like a rock. It's like cold, dark stone. It's a piece of something else from somewhere else. Not here. The wounds own essence does not like what happened to it. The moon was co-opted by the others that do not belong here anymore. They're not here anymore.
In a previous session with another client, the moon was described as a hologram.
We do not think that it is. We understand that there are many perceptions. There are many ways of looking at all of it. Sometimes it even changes form. So, in essence, it is all a hologram. All of it. Within that big space, all you speak of is contained in it. It can take different forms, but we see the moon as a black rock.
Essentially of the same frequency as what Earth is.
Some lower densities.
But perceivable through our physical senses.
Yes. Nothing is all bad or all good.
That is consistent. I'd like to ask, what is her soul's lineage? You touched upon it before. I just want to make sure we have the full picture.
She's from the flower people.
So that would be home for her.
Yes.
And it's of a different solar system.
Yes.
Light beings.
Yes. Pink light. Many colors. From the crystal planet.
Describe the crystal planet.
It's made of crystal. Its properties are different than anything here in the solar system. Its structures are crystal. There is crystal energy. The light moves through. The light travels from crystal to crystal. It is nothing like you know here.
What is the source of the light?
Source. It's a different dimension.
What is God from your point of view?
God is all. God is the start. God is the first light. First light from the darkness of nothingness.
Can anything exist outside of God?
Not really. It's ever expanding. We've all agreed to this.
Yes. So we should stop having tantrums.
She says, tanties.
It's our joke. So she was curious about her relationship with Atlantis. She has a fascination with it.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Many lifetimes. Atlantis was her home. She was a type of queen. She was with the emeralds. They were trying to invent. They were trying to play the same game. The same game you all are playing now. That's when the side of the good began. That's why it's so similar to her now. She's remembering, she's knowing, she's remembering the fight, but we don't really mean fight. It was an energetic power struggle between those who came, those who had been here. It was a brilliant time. It was so full. The energy was like it is moving towards now. It's a powerful energy. It must be used for good things.
So the energy is just directed.
Yes.
What happened to Atlantis?
It went down.
What caused it?
People didn't understand how to really use the energy on all sides.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
Everyone had a part in it.
So it was misdirected.
It was misunderstood.
Okay. Is there anybody from that lifetime in Atlantis that she knows in this lifetime now?
There is. Jessica, you, her mom, and her dad.
Was there anyone that she knows in this lifetime from the lifetime of William?
Yes, William is coming through now again too. William is part of the two of them.
So they share a soul.
Yes.
Anything else?
He came to help her now. They know more about the energy. They just need to remember and not make the same mistakes again.
What is the most important mistake to avoid?
To not underestimate the power of the energy.
And direct it towards love, for love.
Love and peace. Balance. Creation. Power. But not might.
What are twin flames? And she wanted to know whether she has one.
They're somewhat of a man-made construct. But the whole soul group can split and come together. There can be aspects in others. It's a way for humans to understand and make explanations. It's not the driving force, really. Some think it is, but they misunderstand a little bit. Our souls are really all one. Our souls are like sparks, little sparks off a huge giant flame.
And so that's why the golden rule is the most important thing.
Oh yes. Yes. We must teach that.
Yes, doing our best.
We see that.
So she wanted to ask about the smoking dreams. What was the purpose of the smoking dreams?
To heal her energy with her father.
I see. Because he was a smoker.
He was. But he had heart-centered issues. He could not click in this lifetime.
Will he be back?
He does not know yet.
Is it healed now?
Yes.
She doesn't have to worry about it now. She had a dream recently.
Yes, we know.
It's healed now.
It is healing, and it will be healed.
We don't have to worry about it.
No. She does not need to worry so much.
Okay, I'll tell her. So
we keep telling her.
So let's help her let's give her permission to be herself without worry. That it's possible for stuff to get done and life to be lived without the worry. Let's also remind her that worry and love are not necessarily connected. If they are, let's unlink the two. That worrying doesn't necessarily mean loving. That it's possible to be loving without worry. Let's help her remember that. And so then that ties to her question about the anxiety feelings, those stress feelings.
Well, you have spoken her life lesson. You must remind her. The anxiety is purposeful. It will not heal her to continue on with it. She will be able to let go. She does not need it for safety. She can feel as we speak. She knows there's a feeling. She has been tapping into it. So, that is the work to continue. She should continue getting help from others. She knows this, but sometimes she needs a push.
What's the best help that we can give her?
She values your wisdom. Remind her of her worth as she reminds others.
So let's take a moment to help her feel her worth, see her worth from God's perspective, or from your perspective.
Oh, it's very high. You've all come here to do this work, she questions. But it is clearer than she thinks. It's actually very clear. But she will stand in her own way to think she's not clear on how she serves. She needs the reflection on how she serves. She does not see it. We see it. We see you all.
So let's take a moment to just show her clearly.
She feels her ego when we are showing her this reflection. She needs to allow the fullness of the feeling. She was made to feel small when she felt big. She knows this. But, as you say, she must feel this in her body. That is the work. Your bodies are your wisdom.
Yeah. So it's important to work closely with our bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. And to check in and ask questions and listen for answers.
Yes. And coming from the light bodies, you have an adept sense of how to work within the body when you work from the light body perspective. There's so much wisdom there in the bodies. That's the experiment here.
It sounds like it's an experiment of integration and congruency.
Yes, and expansion.
To see how much light can be brought into
Yes.
this physical realm.
Yes. Exploration. Yes.
So speaking of the energy, when she was listening to Anastasia's session, the Blue Girl session on
Yes.
YouTube, the glass candle broke. What happened there?
Do you remember we told you about the directing of the energies?
Yeah.
You must learn. You must learn the directing of the energies. It is of the highest importance. Her energy was misdirecting. It was unknown to her. In the unknowing, that energy was placed upon this powerful messaging she was receiving from Anastasia. She knows Anastasia. They worked together somewhere else, not this planet. It was a lot of energy at one time. It got misdirected. Not in a bad way, just misdirected. So she must learn how to direct in a powerful yet peaceful way. This will help her digestion. We know you want to ask. She must find the balance of directing energy inward and outward. Too much goes in sometimes. Too much goes out sometimes. We cannot tell her exactly how to do it because that is her mission now. That's what she chose for this lifetime. And to right the wrong of Atlantis.
So what happened at Atlantis was wrong.
That was the only word we could come up with, but we were uncomfortable with it when we said it. It is not right nor wrong. But that is the conceptualization on your planet.
But there could have been a higher expression of the energy.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Lower expression, higher expression.
Yeah.
You call it right or wrong there.
All right, good. So that can help her with her digestion. So she can find peace in the body in this lifetime as this woman.
Yes.
That's really good news. She can do it.
It's not going to be easy. She knows that. But she just needs to be reminded of these things. She needs her reminders.
And so when the body shows upset, lack of tolerance, is that an effect or is it a prediction?
It is a prediction.
For what's coming. So it's not.
It's an indication of where her energy is being directed. So there must be the balance of what's directed inward and what's directed outwards.
How does she know that it's in balance?
She must learn.
But how does it feel?
The body will feel pain, discomfort. The body will speak to her. The body wants the balance. She must ask herself, what does the body want? The body will answer. She will find that energetic place. She will balance outward and inward. She could find a shape or a symbol. We are trying to show her one. We are working on it. Okay.
What is it?
It's a circle forming with design in the outer rim of the circle. There's a small dot in the middle of the circle. In that dot, she places her energy body and then expands her energy so it fits into that circle. The energy stays within that circle and moves as a column of light up and down. We have many tricks of the trade, as you would call them.
So she can ask for other tools and tricks.
She can.
At any time.
She can.
And you're only a thought away, aren't you?
I'm always here.
Yeah. She can connect with you at any time. All right, perfect. And so I wonder if there's anything we need to, in addition, that we need to know about the body. If there's anything we can bring healing or balance or harmony around with the body.
Yes. The body, too, has a center. Your lifetimes reside there. Your life now resides there at the top. This line goes through the body. It goes to the oversoul. When you are here, it's connected to planet Earth. She is a sentient being. She holds you while you're here. That through line must be explored, learned, held in reverence, and moved through.
How does she explore it?
Well, actually, with her mind.
Okay.
We realize this can seem contradictory. Let me explain. It is a system. It was part of the experiment of the human. So it is a system to work together in balance, but the body gets forgotten and manifests in illness. It's an integration. We want you all to experiment with from the place of knowing. That is your birthright. That's what you came to explore.
So it would be like a meditation practice.
Sure. And others. It would be an active knowing. It would be a learning. It would be asking.
Okay.
You must ask.
Yeah. That's very helpful, thank you.
Yes. We love you.
And so I wonder, I think we've covered everything. Have we covered everything?
You have not.
What's missing?
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The place of perspective. It's apparent when you look, but without looking so hard. Just see and trust. You will know what we mean. You are on the right journey. She's on the right journey. You must tell her.
I will.
That is it.
All right, and so usually I do ask for one, that may have been it, but I do ask for one last, final, important message before we go.
To be well and be you. Always embodying the essence that you brought in. That was your choice. Everybody tries to try on others, and that's not correct. Your essence is unique and beautiful, and love. When we move out of the essence, we move away from love.
Through distractions.
Yes. And trying to be something we're not. It is a problem on earth.
It is. That's why that trying to energy is such a stress on the heart.
Yes. You are correct.
We're doing our best with that too.
Yes, we see. We know. We just want to help.
Yes, thank you. And if she wanted to do this again, she could, couldn't she?
Yes.
It's easy for her.
Yes.
And so this has been a very wonderful and informative, enjoyable experience. And so I want to thank you so much for joining with us, for the answers that you've given us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
And so hopefully we'll be able to speak again.
Yes.
That would be lovely.